Hi everyone, I'm Mr. Taran from Sparkling Memories. Today we're actually going to be talking about what happens after you get married. A lot of times, the first thing you want to do is get on it and get yourself a place. Whether you have a studio, a one bedroom, a condo, a townhouse, a house, get on there. Because married couples, first thing they do is move in together, form it, they share their bed together. So the next thing they tend to do, and I know you might not want to do, but some people do. So let's not bash the people that do. Joint accounts. Has his on her name, his first, then hers. You have your certificate and your joint names, right? So you're thinking, okay, that's a great sign. A lot of times when you actually get involved, the lady tends to change her last name. That would be a next initial step. Change her given name, which will give down to her from her father. And now she's going to take her husband's name, right? Easier said than done. Some of us might just hyphenate it and then put our husband name afterwards. And some people don't even change it. And the thing is, it's really up to you. You can decide to change it or decide not to change it. Now, another thing that they do when you tend to get married, everything is a we. We this, we that. Filing your taxes. When you file your taxes, you have to check married, not symbol, and their time. Because now you join forces, right? Right. So a lot of times when you actually get married, the first thing people tend to think you do, if you haven't done already, is start making children. Unite to the point where you and them come together and y'all make a baby and you start your family. These are initial things that happen after you get married, right? At least you would like to think so. Now, getting married means that you're going to spend the rest of your life with that person. So that's why you date them first before you get married. Now, after you get married, then you have to decide one vehicle or two vehicles. Or you want to get to a point whereas you have everything moderately the same, or are you going to come together when it comes to your utilities, when it comes to buying furniture, when it comes to making decisions? Everything is a we. We this, we that. And thankfully, some of us get the right person, and some of us have people that you're like, that don't make the right choice. This is what happens after you get married. Now, another thing you gotta start thinking about is sharing everything, whether it be your bed, your closet, your home, everything. And you wear your ring constantly. Okay? Another thing that tends to happen when you get married is some of us decide not to actually go out with our friends and family. Still do that. Don't stop hanging out with your friends and stuff. Just hang out with people who are in a relationship and who are married. Your single friends and you might not have the same thing in common. So you might start seeing your friends go about the business, basically. And then you see some that come into your life that's actually new, whether it be a couple, someone who is single, they tend to go away. Because now you all don't seem to have anything in common, right? What tends to happen after you're done married? You get a better understanding of the person in reference to things they might have told you about beforehand that you learn later on. Because it's a learning experience, because the thing is you are constantly learning about this person. You might be with them 3-5 years and now y'all have initially make that step to get married. Now, another thing that happens after you get married, they meet your family. They will meet your mom, your dad, your cousin, your uncle. Because now they consider family. So they're going to meet your people. And they're going to have mixed reactions. They're going to have people going to like him. And you're going to have people going to like her. And you're going to have people dislike. And you're going to have people dislike him. It's going to happen. Because as people, we don't always get along with each other, right? And sometimes we're going to clash. And other people ain't going to be the same. Now, another thing that happens after you get married, it gets to a point where you have to figure out the person's daily routine. This happens because a lot of people don't tend to live with a significant other before they get married. Most people live with a person after they put a ring on it, and then they decide that, okay, this is something that we're going to do, and we're going to move forward and do something that is united. That's what happens after you get married. You have to be very considerate of this person if you haven't been so already. And the person is going to tend to ask you questions in reference to having a schedule, because nobody likes surprises. You have to be a lot more cordial when you go to work and let the person know when they're going to expect you, whether or not they should cook dinner or you won't cook dinner. These are simple conversations what happens after you get married, right? Now, another thing that happens after you get married, people tend to take trips. We like to call this a honeymoon. Right after the wedding, then comes honeymoon, right? You take yourself a nice trip and everything is his and hers everywhere. So that's the great part. After you get married, this is what happens next, right? Now, to get to a point where you start joining forces, the difference between a married person and a couple who start living in together, when you're married, you actually got to understanding that you're united. It's his and her for just about basically anything. Anything that does not consist of his and her shouldn't be part of what's going on. It's God, yourself, your husband, your wife, your mother, and so forth. If you have children, it's going to be a lot more higher on the list, but this is what basically happens after you get married. Complicated? Maybe. And some is just join forces and becomes even greater. And that's the whole purpose of it. You made that commitment to that person, and after you get married, it becomes even stronger. So that's a great part of what happens after you get married, is because you get to see what the person's like, because now you already made a conscious decision to have this person for a lifetime. Which means you still gonna argue. That doesn't go away after you get married. You now always gonna agree on everything. You're gonna butt heads at some point because you're two different personalities that come together. You know, it's the opposite attract, and at this time, that's what happens, right? So that's the things that happen after you get married. So next time, this is Miss Sitting Around from Sparkling Memories. Bye bye.